Hello everyone, I'm Roadrunner. I'm bringing you an intense game between CRD on the Dire side and Infinity Gaming Black on the Radiant side. This game is going to be from the Cevo Open Season, and it looks to be very promising. I'm excited to watch it, so hope you are too, especially because I'm casting, and I'm awesome, as everyone knows. So right away we see the Nerubian Assassin band from the Dire, and from Infinity Gaming Black we see Undying. That Dirge band is such a viable band nowadays. The Decay, the Tombstone, the Soul Rip. He is a heal built into his hero that's also a damaging spell. That is just awesome. Right away we see Syllabear and Magnetor being banned out right after. And again, these are two very viable bands, but out of all of these bands, I think Undying is the strongest, and this is just my personal opinion. You throw him into an aggressive tri-lane, he's gonna win that aggressive tri-lane. He definitely will.
Keeper of the light.
It's been seen a lot of times before, and if you can win an aggressive tri-lane, then you're in a very good spot to win the entire game. We see a Coddle picked up and a Bat Rider right after. That means the Darkseer is gonna be in the pool, but instead we see Shadow Demon picked up. There's also a Wisp now as well. Because of the Shadow Demon was picked up, opposed to those quote-unquote tier 1 picks, a Darkseer and Wisp are now available. Let's see if Infinity Gaming picks them up. I don't think they're going to pick up both of them, although their lanes can support them. They can have like a Bat Rider mid, Darkseer off lane solo, and then Wisp in the tri lane with that hard carry and the other support here, but I don't think we're going to see that.
5 seconds remaining.
Infinity Gaming, I think, is going to pick up the Darkseer. Let's see what Bert does here. That Bat Rider, though, I can't get over how strong of a hero is. He is, sorry. He can break team fights. He can make them or break them. If there's a really big wombo combo or a team that's very AoE / teamfight dependent, let's say it's a Magnus, Darkseer, Sven, for example. Even an Enigma. Let's throw an Enigma in there. Everyone knows that the Magnetor's reverse polarity is going to pick up maybe 5, 4, even 3 is satisfactory of the enemy heroes, and then there's going to be the Black Hole, the Vacuum, and then Sven's going to cleave everyone to death. The Bat Rider can easily go in there, lasso someone, and he's just essentially counter-initiated, and it's going to be a 4v5 because that person that he's lassoed is going to die. We see Phantom Lancer picked up right away.
Radiant team pick.
It's going to be PL versus Coddle opposed to PL with Coddle. That PL with Coddle is so strong. He gets unlimited mana, essentially, Phantom Lancer, I mean. And those Spirit Lances, I always call them Phantom Lances. Those Spirit Lances, the nuke damage on them is so strong. Not to mention if you high level and Juxtapose and Phantom Edge, it might even spawn an army on whoever you just targeted. Shakira's gonna be picked up, but I'm really surprised Darkseer and Whisper are still in the pool. No one's picked them up yet. Maybe CRD's gonna be the ones that do that. Those are really strong heroes. I'm really surprised that they haven't yet. After all, Infinity Gaming and CRD both need offlane solos. CRD could even use Darkseer as a mid, to be quite honest. I was playing an in-house the other day, and I was captaining, and I made Darkseer mid. We had Magnetor offlane.
Reserve time.
I think that's what we did. Regardless, Darkseer is very capable of being mid. He's capable of any position, to be honest. He's just so versatile. Windrunner's picked up.
Radiant team ban.
Windrunner, a very strong hero, especially if you have a player competent enough to land those shackles, those power shots, and to essentially win an offlane soul lane. Winning an offlane soul lane doesn't entail you killing everybody in it. Like, it doesn't entail that you kill the entire tri lane. It entails that you don't die. That's winning an offlane solo tri lane. If it's Windrunner against, this is not what the tri lane is going to be, but let's say it's Windrunner against Bat Rider, Phantom Lancer, Jakiro. If Windrunner doesn't die once when she's on the suicide lane and they're on the safe lane, Windrunner and whoever's played Windrunner just won the lane for their team.
5 seconds remaining.
Because that's a hero that's getting solo experience, and albeit not that much gold, but they're getting solo experience. They're going to be a super high level, and they didn't die. Darkseer is banned out, so is Queen of Pain. Infinity Gaming Black recognizes that CRD need a mid hero. Even though Windrunner is competent of playing a mid role, she is better suited for offlane. They recognize that they needed a solo mid, so they just banned out Queen of Pain, an extremely strong mid hero. Her ganking capabilities are insane with that blink, with that sonic wave, with the Screen of Pain, and her laning phase as well is really strong with that sting. The Shadow Strike, her Q of course. It's just such an annoying and frustrating ability. You don't want to be playing against it, no matter who you are. Unless you're like a Bloodseeker, I guess, but like, we don't tend to see very many Bloodseekers in the pro/competitive scene. Unfortunately. Maybe I'll bring it back. I'll bring the Bloodseeker into the competitive scene. You're gonna see it first from me. And we see Void banned out. Another smart ban. CRD needs a hard carry. And Void is considered by many one of the strongest hard carries in the game. So if there's going to be anyone that competes with Phantom Lancer, it might be that Void. Especially if he goes the super farm-oriented build, Hand to Midas Battle Fury. He might be able to keep up with that Phantom Lancer. Of course, he's not going to be as good as split pushing. He doesn't have those illusions. But team fight-wise, strength-wise, just fighting, that Void can keep up. And I quote-unquote can. Putting quotes. Right now I'm using my fingers to make imaginary quotes around can. He's capable of doing so. Bounty Hunter's banned out as well. Gondor is such a strong hero with that track capability. Even if you're behind on towers, you can still be winning in the gold graphs just because of track.
5 seconds remaining.
Just 2 seconds left. And they're going to ban out an ace. I think that was a reserve time as well. That's very interesting. Bert's taking his time here. He's like, no rush, guys. I'm just going to be all tab. Tell me when I'm down to 5 seconds and I'll make my decision. Bert likes to live on the edge. He likes the rush. The rush of not knowing who he's going to pick because the ban might be randomed. Again, Bert's leaving it to the last seconds here. We're at 15 seconds now. 14. And Voger's picked up. So we are going to be seeing a Bat Rider off lane. Or maybe even a Bat Rider jungle. Interesting. Or it might be an Invoker off lane. Who knows? Who knows? They might just run that aggressive tri-lane. Have an Invoker safe lane. Bat Rider mid. Very, very possible. And it would still be very strong lanes for them. I'm just so fascinated by Shadow Demon's teeth. Just look at them. I don't know why. I'm just so fascinated by them.
10 seconds
look
remaining.
At them. Okay, I'm sorry. You guys are definitely just going to be looking at that for the rest of the ban phase. I'll just cover them. So we see Luna picked up as well. Those glaives are going to be really good at dealing with Phantom Lancer illusions. Unless he gets really strong when he gets a heart. If he gets heart, her glaives are not going to be able to deal with them really. There are a lot of bounces on them. That is true. But when you have like 10 PLs running at you, well, that's not too nice, and I don't think your glaives are going to help you there, Luna buddy.
10 seconds remaining.
We're down to our last picks now. Infinity Gaming Black. What are you going to pick, Bert? We see Lena picked up. Lena Jakiro, you know what? Not a very super strong pair, but they are strong. You can see the potential in that. A lot of fire damage. Maybe that's the strat they're going for. Fire. Oh, that is the strat they're going for. They messed it up though, kind of with Phantom Lancer. They have the Exhort. They have the Lena Fire. They have like Macropyre, Deal Breath, and of course Bat Rider's all fire. Bert, how could you? What a genius. Should have noticed.
10 seconds remaining.
But of course Lena, her Light Strike Array
5 seconds remaining.
Can pile up with that Ice Path from Jakiro, and on top of that Dual Breath can slow. So that's pretty volatile, pretty potent I should say. Volatile's not the right word. Potent. It's quite a potent combination. So I was wrong. It will be very good. I'm assuming it will be. The combination's there for it. And of course, there is a Sunstrike from Invoker that can come raining down. It's an extra amount of pure damage, well up to like 475. I think it's 475 for Sunstrike, yeah. Maxed Exhort, of course, but I think we're going to be seeing a Quas-Wex build from Invoker. Most Invokers really don't go Exhort anymore. They pick it up like near the end.
Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight's picked up. That's going to give him a lot of pushing power on top of that Windrunner. The Keeper Light Windrunner Dragon Knight's going to be a lot of pushing power. But Infinity Gaming does have the ability to kind of counter push. They have the Invoker the EMP, Tornado, Chaos Meteor, Deafening Blast, Forge Spirits even. The armor reduction on them is very good to counter push. Lina has the Dragon Slave, the Laguna Blade. No one wants to get picked off by that. Macro Pyre, Dual Breath, of course. The Spirit Lance, and Bat Rider can always just pull someone in if they get out of place. Out of position, I should say. So we got Smiles on Coddle, Kit on Shadow Demon, Dwell on Windrunner,
You really should prepare
Denago on
for
Luna,
battle.
and I have no idea how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to call you Dragon Knight, buddy. Hope you're okay with that. The Liffin on Invoker, Big N on the Phantom Lancer, Bert on the Jakiro, I doesn't matter on the Lina, and of course we got Fuse E on Butchrider, the Butchrider boys. Invoker still hasn't picked up his how should I say it, his regent, his element. Either way, he hasn't picked it up yet, so I'm not sure what we're going to be seeing out from him. We do see a Gauntlet of Strength,
30
Tango,
seconds
Healing
to
Self,
battle.
Circle, and Iron Branch. Opposed to those quick phase boots, as people get the Tango,
Hello?
Blades of Attack, Iron Branch. He did opt for more of a stable build. And we're going to see 5-man roaming into the Radiant jungle just to throw down this Observer to block the camp. Does look like it's going to be the tri-lane, though, with the Invoker off lane, Bat Rider mid. This tri-lane does look dangerous to me. Take back what I say. It looks very dangerous to me. We got Jakiro with the wards. He should be hurrying
The
up
battle
to come and block the
begins.
camp. Is there going to be an aggressive tri-lane? Yes, they are. They're going to stay up here, obviously. What am I talking about? Roro is an idiot. There's not that big of a deal to block this camp here when it's an aggressive tri-lane, because you can always just go in, you can steal that experience, and you can contest it. If it's a solo off lane, you need to block off this camp more, because you're gonna die if you try to go over there and contest it, unless you're like a Nyx or something. Not a Nyx, I mean down here. We get an Ice Path, catches 2. That's a nice Ice Path. Light Striker Raid's gonna miss, and they're gonna be off. Kid Smiles is gonna live. All the while, Denago is just farming. He's loving life. He's getting free farm at this point. Another Ice Path is going to catch Smiles, but he's going to run away. There's no follow-up. Doesn't matter. Didn't want to Light Strike Ray. Didn't want to risk it in case he needed it later. Good call on that. Smiles is going to queue up a blast. He's going to push the wave a lot. He did a lot of damage to this. Denago's not going to really appreciate that too much. Throws in a sentry here just to counter any wards that they might have. We see a quick stack coming off right here. I think Kit was the one that did that. I keep thinking doesn't matter, or Lena's gonna Light Strike Ray. All her animations look the exact same. It's really frustrating. I'm like, oh, Light Strike Ray. But she just doesn't want to. She just doesn't want to Light Strike Ray. It's okay. Clarity's gonna be popped off by Bird. Don't know why really. He's almost at max mana. But I guess he did pop it quite a while ago. Gonna see some nice harassment coming out from Doesn't Matter. Doesn't aggro the creeps, but he does get some nice harassment off on Denago. Disruption's gonna hit. Coddle Blast is gonna queue up. The Ice Path is gonna hold back to Coddle. The blast does go off. Doesn't matter. It's really low. Lucent Beam's gonna get it, and Shadow Demon's gonna pick up the kill, but the Luna's gonna get killed as well. Kit cops the nice first blood money. But if he dies here, he's gonna lose a lot of it. Smile's gonna get Ice Path. I think that's the end of the engagement there, 1 for 1. CRD did pick up the nice first blood though, so they're gonna love that. I'm sure the money on Shadow Demon is gonna be very reliable. Yep, 400 of it is reliable from that nice first blood kill. Smile is gonna pop a Clarity as well. It's gonna get denied, but it doesn't matter. It's just a Clarity denying contest going on. Burt's is gonna get denied as well, I think. Light Strike Ray is going to hit on Denago. Ice Path is going to follow. Spirit Lance is already used, so they're not going to have it for Denago. Dual Breath is going to slow him down, and I don't think they're going to dive on this. Dragon Slave does hit, but Kit's on his way. Light Strike Ray is going to hit Kit as well. He just catches it on his way in. Bert's going to pop a salve. I think that was actually given to him by It Doesn't Matter.
Invisibility.
I'm not too sure, though. Regardless. Meanwhile, mid lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Let's take a look at the last hits. Why don't we, boys? 15 for 7 on the Invoker. He's having a good time up against this Windrunner. That's a good lane for him. He does have the Cold Snap to kind of just keep her in place if necessary. We're sitting at about 11-4 on the Bat Rider mid lane. And Dragon Knight just not having a good time. He's 2 for 0 at this point. I think he's just leeching experience. Up against the Fusey, this was not a good idea.
Denied!
We see a big Caudal Blast coming out from Smiles. It's going to lower everyone down, but except for Bert. Bert doesn't get lowered down. What are they talking about? It's impossible. So I think we're going to be seeing the Aquila coming out from Luna. She does have that Ring of Protection. Shadow Poison's going to push them back a little bit. It's going to stack on the creeps, but that's not too big of a deal. We already see the Basilius come up on Phantalancer. He's going to pick up that early Aquila as well. He's getting closer and closer to it. The Caudal is queuing up a nice Illuminate from a discreet position. It somehow still hits Big N. Lucid Beam's going to harass him down, and Denego dodges that nicely timed Light Strike Array. She is super fast, though. She's sitting at 380 movement speed as of now. Ice Pat's going to hit. It's going to hit Smiles. He's so squishy. He's going to cop a nice Light Strike Array as well. Disruption's going to hit up on. Doesn't matter. Luna is going to hit. Doesn't matter as well, but she's just going to run away. That's it. Meanwhile, mid lane.
In the fire.
Lena does die.
I don't mean to be alarmist, but
Doesn't matter. It was
Dyer's bottom
super low when
tower
I
is under attack.
moved screens. When I moved down to mid lane, he was already really low. I guess he just got cleaned
Sorry,
up.
I just noticed that Dyer's
Yeah,
bottom
but it was
tower
Shadow Demon
is
that's going
under
to pick up
attack.
that kill. Dragon Knight's still really low. He's catching up though. He's 7 for 1 now. He's about half a Fusey's experience. Sorry, not his experience, his last hits. But there is a huge level difference as well. If you're going to get out-leveled by almost one whole level, I think it is one whole level. Just about. That's so bad. Mid lane is supposed to be, everything's supposed to be about the same. Especially when neither of them have left for ganks yet. He's already being out-leveled by 1, but what can you expect? Is a Bat Rider against a Dragon Knight with no Stout Shield. I don't know if that was the smartest idea. But I don't think it's an auto attack that is that a big deal. Kid's going to catch Lena stun. Sorry, I'm messing that up. Disruption's going to save himself for now. He's going to go on Burr, but he's going to die anyway. He knew it from the start. He was dead. And as I was saying, I don't think it's auto attacks that are really doing a lot of this damage to Dragon Knight. It's a Napalm stacks. He does have a bottle though, so that is going to increase his survivability a little bit. He's going to go for the bottom room. If you're on the Dire side, by the way, you should always check the bottom rune first. If you're on the Radiant, you should always check this top rune first. Which, talking about runes, it's an illusion rune. It's a 6-minute rune, that is. I just said rune a lot of times within those past, like, 10 seconds. Your new spell being queued up. It's a Sunstrike. He wants to help out his team. He picks up the level 7, so he does have the level 2 Invoke. We're going to see a TP down from Kit. Liffin doesn't really know. He does catch... I don't think the Shackle's there. She does get the Shackle off. Nice positioning. She changed around for the positioning. Dwell's going to pick up that kill. Actually, it's going to be split. Nice rotation coming down from Kit. I didn't really expect that to kill him. Invoker's technically not the easiest hero to kill, but he did pick up the 1 level of Wex just for the Ghost Walk. Smile's going to eat another Ice Path. There's the Light Strike Array, and Dragon Slave's going to pick him off. Then that goes like, hey, you killed my friend. I'm going to kill you. I don't think he's capable of that. He's going to throw in a Lucent Beam just to harass Big N down a bit. For some revenge for his buddy Caudal who just got picked off. Well, Liffin's not in too great of a mood right now.
Radiant's
He does have the
bottom
phase
tower is
boots.
being
Shadow Demon
subjected
does,
to
and the Cold Snap's going to hit, but he's
extreme
overcommitting here. Look at the damage from the Cold Snap and Deafening Blast. Does he have the Sunstrike? He does have Sunstrike in 4 seconds. I'm surprised that didn't latch, and he's going to try and Sunstrike this a bit.
Put me on.
Of course, the win run does give Dwell the ability to chase the Invoker down and pick him off. That was a little bit of overcommitting there. I think Lofan was just getting a little bit angry there. Ice Path is going to miss. It's not going to hit anyone. Smiles is queuing up an Illuminate, and it's right in the path of Big N, but he sees it. He's going to run away anyway. And just managed to get out of the range. And every time I check mid lane, Dragon Knight has some form of napalm stacks on him, and that must be so frustrating as a melee hero. All he can really count on is
Missing bottom.
the Breathe Fire. And yeah, smart decision. He picks up the soul ring. That's the only way he's gonna get last hits. Again, Smile's gonna pick up the. Oh, a nice coordination. It was Light Strike Array, and Sunstrike was queued up
Radiant's
right
bottom
after
tower
that.
is under attack.
Nice Ice Path though coming out from Bert, and Denego's just not having a good time at all.
Radiant's bottom tower
This is what I'm
is
talking about. If you
under
can get an
attack.
aggressive tri-lane
Has
off
that
that's
ever been
successful,
cause
it's
for
gonna
celebration?
hinder your opponent's abilities to do anything really. You can't gank because you don't want to leave that carry behind. You don't want to put him in danger. And we're going to see a pause coming up. Of course, they're not going to refuse, so. 1. Okay, ready? Big N, you jokester. But as I was saying, if you can pull off that aggressive tri-lane, you can't really do. The enemies can't really do anything. And this Greevil, that's not a very attractive pose for him. But then again, what are Greevil's ever attractive? Sorry. Okay, thank you. Go. We're about to start. Action's gonna resume in 2 seconds. 1 second. Invoker's still the highest CS in the game. That Exhort will help him out. Let's see what he's building. So I feel like he's gonna. What a lot of Invokers do is they get the Exhort Quaz. They throw one into Wex just for the Ghost Walk early game if someone comes to gank them. But what they end up doing is they get really high levels of Exhort. I forgot at which point you can, like, it prevents you from putting a lot of Exhort points in at once, from stacking them and maxing them right away. After a while it stops. I think it's about right here, this point here. And at that point, a lot of Invokers, mid lane, there's a last suit, but it's going to kill off the Dragon Knight anyway. It's going to be a nice rotation coming in from Kit. And they're forcing him towards their own side. Luna can come in, and maybe she can clean this stuff out. She's too focused on farming. And Fusy's going to get away. He's not too big of trouble here. This Disruption's going to pick him off, though. Yep. The Napalm stacks did make it a little bit harder for Fusy. He's going to try and Flame Break. Oh, that's a lot of miscommunication coming out here. Invoker's going to come up and try and help, and they're going to pick up Kit so easily with those Napalm stacks. Nice rotation coming in. But what happened is Kit, he accidentally disrupted Coddle. I guess that was just to protect him a little bit, but I feel like he should have really disrupted the Bat Rider. That was an easy double kill for Infinity here. Anyways, as I was talking about, I'm not sure if I finished what I was saying about Invoker, but a lot of them, once it prevents you from going any higher on Exhort until you put another level into another element, they get 4 right away in Quas, so they have that Forge Spirit DPS build. And CRD is really squishy, so if you can get the armor reduction off on them,
Dire's top tower is being attacked
it's really
like
good.
nobody's business.
Nice counter push
Radiant's
coming out
middle
from Smiles here.
tower
At this
is
point, it's
under
all he can
attack.
really do, though.
In
It's
a
going to come in to
stroke
try and
of
help.
cunning or
The Shadow
perhaps some
Poison's going to
desperation,
deter them a little bit.
Dire's structures
From the back
have
end, though,
been
we see Luna
fortified.
coming in. Nice Ice Path, catches 2 of them. Smiles is going to go down from the Dual Breath, and the Sunstrike's going to hit. Nice. Invoker with the double kill. Little Fan's playing great right now. Denego's going to go down as well. He's slowed from that Spirit Lance. Ice Path is just going to miss. Tornado's going to pick him up. A little bit of bad communication here. Lasu's going to pick off
Strange to say,
the Luna there as well.
is
Or
under
was it the
attack.
Shadow Demon? I'm not too sure. But it will pick up off all 3 heroes. Nice trade coming up here. Infinity Gaming's playing really well. Let's take a look at our gold per minute. 350 on Invoker. No surprise there, considering he's the highest CS in the game. 323 coming up on Big N, and
Dire's
306
top tower is under attack.
on Bat Rider. That's not a good position for
I repeat myself?
CRD to be in when 3 of the enemy's cores are on the top BPM. Winner's going to try and do what she
Dire's
can.
top tower is
Yep.
Dire's top
You
tower
can tell that Coddle
has
wanted to go in,
fallen.
and Sunstrike's going to hit. That's just annihilation. These Sunstrikes are just on point. Lucent Beam's going to hold Lil Fan back a little bit. Power Shot's going to try and deter them, and it does work. The Shadow Poison helps as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Light Strike Ray is going to hit. The Meteor's going to... Oh, nice Shackle. Power Shot's going to pick off Lil Fan. That was a Shadow Poison, actually. Laguna Blade just going to melt Shadow Demon. Just going to melt. Light Strike Ray is going to miss, but that was good to prevent Dwell from chasing. Spirit Lance is going to pick her off now. I don't think she has Wind Run either. She's out of mana. Invoker's going to pick that one off. We see another Sunstrike coming out here. It's only about 350 damage, though. Actually, what am I saying? Only 350 damage. That's insane damage at this level. Meanwhile, mid lane, Dragonite's just gonna get a lasso, and I don't really know if there's any follow-up coming up. Ice Path is just about to come up, and they're gonna use it to pick him off. Nope, they don't need it. He's just gonna pick him off with the Flame Break, and that Sunstrike just misses. That would have been the death of Smiles if that Sunstrike hit. Sorry. If you're good with Sunstrike, that's so much pure damage. I think it's pure damage. At least goes out towards these squishy heroes. If Fan's playing great and his Sunstrikes are on point, you can Invokers, sorry, use them just for global pickoffs, but you can use them for anything. Colds that meteor, that's gonna melt Kit. He's gonna die from. Oh, he's gonna have some one charges that'll save his life if he didn't.
Radiant's bottom
And again,
tower
Sunstrike.
is being
Nope.
subjected to extreme
Kit's gonna back.
violence.
It's not gonna pick him off. Illuminate's just gonna miss as well. And Invoker's behind the enemy
Radiant's
team. Not sure if he's in a
bottom
good
tower is
position.
under attack.
Invoke's down in 2 seconds. Up, I should say, in 2 seconds, so he can Ghost Walk if necessary. But instead, he's gonna go top. He's gonna be really aggressive and try and pick off Denago.
Radiant's bottom tower is
You know what,
under
mid?
attack.
Fusey and Bird are really just keeping the dire side occupied here, while their teammates essentially kill off their hard carry. Not really sure if that was a necessary Eclipse. A lot of people panic ult, and that's understandable. But you should really try to save that ult. If you know you're gonna die, you're not gonna pick them off like that, especially when there's all these enemy creeps in the vicinity. And that doesn't just apply to Luna, it applies to everyone. I've seen Tidehunter, Panic Ravagers, things like that. And we see a nice initiation. Ice Path is going to be there as well, and the mini stun from the Shackle is going to slow down a little bit, but Dragonite's still going to go down. Kit's going to TP in, but it's going to be right into the Macro Pyre. He's just going to melt to this Invoker. He's going to disrupt him to protect himself. Light Strike Ray is going to miss Denago, just misses the TPN. Ice Path, such a nice Ice Path, but Bert's going to go down anyway. Nice initiation, sorry, but no one's there to follow up, and they're going to pick off Denago once again. Kit's getting really low, and the Sunstrike's going to, oh, I'm not sure if he noticed. Big N's going to pick off Winter. I'm not sure if Kit noticed that. Yeah, he's going to die regardless. I'm not sure if he noticed that he was going to get Sunstrike, so he tried to juke it. Doesn't look like it because he tried to help out his teammate over here with the Shadow Poison, but if he juked that, nice job. If there's an Invoker in the game and you're really low, you never want to just walk straight, ever.
Dire's middle tower
If he's
is
any
under
good, he's
attack.
going to pick. If he's any good,
I feel like a
Lefan
broken
here,
record.
he's going to pick you off with a nice Sunstrike.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Birch just free farm bottom. Carry Jakiro after all. He only has a headdress up in the mech right now, so he does need some more farm. You know, top lane, Shadow Demon's gonna take some of the farm. It's just gonna keep the lane warm until Denago can come up and take some of it. Denago's just not having a good game here at all.
Dire's bottom
He's gonna
tower
try and
is
farm in the jungle.
under
He does
attack.
have those tranquils after all, and bottom lane is just gonna melt to infinity gaming here. CRG just giving up a free tower.
In a blow to the Dire, their bottom tower has
And that's
fallen.
2 towers that they're behind. Yep, that's 2 towers that they're behind now. They only have taken the mid tower from Infinity Gaming
Dire's
Black.
bottom tower is under attack.
Bottle's gonna try and deter them a bit. The Sunstrike's just gonna miss. He was blocked out by the Phantom Lancer illusion, so he couldn't really go in. Ice Path's gonna hold back, and a nice initiation from Dwell. Laguna Blade just gonna melt, or sorry, on Dwell. Flame Break's gonna pick him off. It's gonna be a nice Ice Path. Lucid Beam's gonna pick him off too. Meteor's just gonna be rolling on through, and that's Fuse just picking off Luna once again. This is just such meticulous play coming out from Infinity Gaming. It's just surgical in a way. That's 14,000 in favor of Infinity Gaming Black, as well as about 13,000 gold. This Invoker offlane, I think, was just such a good pick, especially in the hands of Lefin. He's just such a good Invoker. So on point in this game. Kit knows he's there. He's going to Shadow Poison him off, and that Shackle will latch, obviously. It should latch. It's going to be the Soul Catcher. Shadow Poison's going to try and scope it out of it, but Fuse there to protect his buddy. There's going to be a meteor to deter any sort of pushing. Fuse did blink it to try and get the lasso off, and he's gonna lasso, but Lifin's gonna be shackled, so he can't really do anything. Fuse is gonna get away. Deafening Blast going to hold Dwell back just so he can TP. And he doesn't have the mana for the Shackle. That's just embarrassing. I guess not embarrassing, but you can't really do anything besides just sit there and look Invoker in the face. Dwell had to just sit there and look his nemesis in the face. Nago, meanwhile, just farming. She's 36 for 6. She's below the DK who got shut down. I'm not really sure what that really says about the experience or farm on the Dire side, but Sunstrike, Light Strike Array, Laguna Blade, Dwell's gonna get away. He's fine. A little bit of bad communication. I keep trying to say bad miscommunication, but that'd be good. It's like a double negative. It doesn't matter. He's gonna try and get away with Light Strike Array. Smiles is there to help out his buddy DK.
I don't mean to be alarmist.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Is he gonna get away from this? Fuse is there for the flame break, and he's gonna smoke just to try to get away. But he's in the range, so he pops right away, and he's gonna get picked off. Meanwhile, Invoker's just gonna destroy these two. There's the Dragon Tail to hold him back a little bit. There's the Naga pops off the Eclipse, but Phantom Lancer is there to just melt him down. Fuse is gonna die to a tower. And Invoker, Lifen's still alive. Meanwhile, Big Yen is wicked sick while he's also 90 for 9, high CS in the game. He has that Diffusal up, and I think that might just be a casual cloak.
I don't mean to be alarmist, but Dire's bottom tower is
he's going for that Reaver next, just so he's a big and tank.
Radiant's top
just so
tower
he's
is
nice
under
and big
attack.
and tanky. That sounded really awkward to say. Smiles and Dwell are both here. They're going to have some nice counter pushing up their sleeve. Sleeve is Smile. She's going to catch an Ice Path. Nice Ice Path conversion. It's been on par this entire game.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And this tower is going to go down. It's another tier 2
Dire's
for
bottom
Infinity
tower
Gaming Black.
has fallen. If that's the proper term for it, and I believe it is.
Meanwhile, top lane, doesn't matter. He's like, I'm going to go carry Lina. He's going to get his Aghanim Scepter, and he's just going to destroy everyone. And then we got his counterpart, Kit, from CRD. He wants to go carry Shadow Demon as well. You can tell. Look at the wand, look at the boots. And he's got 2 TPs. That obviously means he's going to carry. And then Denago finally got those drums up. Going to tank him up a little bit, but he's just so far behind in levels. It's not even really going to matter at this point. Sorry, I couldn't find levels there. And look at the distinct level difference. Every single person. Nice Light Strike Array to save himself. He does have the drums to pop and the Lucent Beam, so I think it doesn't matter. It's going to go down here. Dragon Slave and the Laguna Blade. See, that's what I was talking about. That's even though Fuse is right here, that was kind of a panic ult. Dragon Tail up on Invoker, going to hold it back, and Coddle's Illuminate's going to be there as well. Meanwhile, Bat Rider Fuse is going to be lassoing someone. This is the end of Bert here. If Dwell can land off a power shot in 1 second, and he does have it.
I feel like
he's
a
just
broken
gonna.
record.
Nope, he doesn't even need it. He's gonna do it anyway though. Big En's getting low.
There's
the Soul Ring up on DK, proving some usefulness. Lifen's just everywhere. He's gonna Deafening Blast Denago, and that's the end of Denago. Sunstrike's up in 14, so we could always just get a Fountain Sunstrike, but doesn't need it. Kills him anyway. Dwell has his Basilius, and that's him trying to build his 4-staff up. He just doesn't have enough money. Keeps getting picked off. But as I was saying, look at the difference here. The support, the 4 and 5 rolls on Infinity Gaming are higher, or the same level now, than the core players, the core heroes in CRD. Smiles just running around. He's just chilling. Gonna throw some Illuminates. He still doesn't have the 4 points up in Illuminate. It's kind of a bummer for him, I guess. He's gonna eat a little bit of it, but that shows how tanky these heroes are right now. Oker's at 190 damage. That Exhort's just... See, yeah. Now he has the 2 Forge Spirits. That's exactly what I assumed he was gonna do with his build. Very strong build coming up. It's a lot of DPS. Especially with the armor reduction. I've seen Evokers actually go that build with their elements and then get a Desolator. The amount of armor reduction it has is insane. I think the guy picked up an Assault Cuirass as well, but it was more of a troll game. The guy did have a lot of damage though. Denago just charging in. Not sure if that was a smart idea. He's going to eat an Ice Path, the Lasso, and a Light Strike Array. A little bit of overkill, but gets the kill. Lefan is unstoppable at this point. 32 for 10. And I feel like Infinity Gaming is just toying with them at this point. They could just go in and Rax it, but, well, I don't know. They haven't even tried for Roshan yet. Maybe they just want to get this tower out of the way as soon as possible. Poison just going to the bottom lane, even though
Dire's
it's
middle
pushed.
tower is under attack.
Shadow Poison's going to deter them a little bit. There's the Illuminate, but Lithan's not too worried. He does have that 17.1 regen a second. Ice Path's going to hit. He's going to miss, sorry. It's going to be a nice shackle, and it almost saves his buddy DK, but
This fight is over.
dies right in front of Dwell. Right in front of Dwell's eyes. Ice Path's going to hit. It's going to... That was an amazing Ice Path. Such good play coming out from Bird. There's a Macro Pyre as well. Going to melt Kit. Top with a Diffusal Purge. He's slowed, and that's the end of his life. And as I was saying, the Ice Path came up here. Then another Panic ult. He's not going to pick off anyone. He knows that he just dies anyways, and now his ult's on cooldown for 150 seconds.
Insipid and ignorant.
Almost 3 minutes. As I was saying,
Dire's
the Ice
middle
Path
tower
coming
is
up from
under
Burt
an
went like this.
extraordinary
Coddle
amount
was
of
coming from here.
stress.
Smiles was
middle
walking this
tower
way,
has
and the
fallen,
Ice Path
as
cut
any
him off.
fool can see.
So he either had to go around, which was going to ensure his death, or he had to walk through the Ice Path, which was, again, ultimately going to ensure his death. And we see those two Forge Spirits coming up from
Radiant's bottom
Lithan now.
tower is under attack.
Smiles is going to try and counter push a little bit. Not too successful though. These heroes are just so tanky at this point, and he's not charging for the entire duration either. These Forge Spirits are just going to wreak havoc. And there's a nice initiation coming up from Hughes. He's going to melt well. He just dies. There's a DK's death as well. And Smiles getting a little bit too close. Yeah, he's going to eat the dual press. He's going to get slowed. And the fan's just going to murder him. Murder him.
Under attack.
There's the Forge Spirits trying to melt down Benago. And look at the damage it's doing just to the supports. Invoker can essentially just send Forge Spirits out after Kit and finish him off with Sunstrike. He doesn't have to do anything. That's just how squishy support is right now, and how much armor reduction and damage his Forge Spirits have. 83. That's insane.
Fallen. Dear me.
Yeah, that's all he has to do. He can literally kill him just like this, and he can just throw up a Sunstrike if he has one queued up. Oh, just misses. That would have been a nice Sunstrike. Don't worry, LaFon. And he does have the Aghanims up, so he's a 2-second invoke cooldown. Sorry, 4-second. He's only level 15 at this point. Nice purge. Luna's gonna get saved by the nice disruption, but both of them are gonna go down ultimately. There's a nice Force Staff right through. Ice Path is gonna catch 2 of them. Even though they're in the fountain, they're gonna die anyway. Dual's gonna go down. So is DK. Smiles the only one safe at this point. Actually, Smiles just saved his buddy DK. This is a GG well played call out. And that's a triple kill for LaFon. Sunstrike, finish him off in his own fountain. GG's called. Let's see the end graphs here. You know what? That's about 28,000 in favor of the Radiant gold-wise, and that's about 34,000 in favor of the Radiant.
Under an extraordinary amount of stress.
And that's Big N talking about his rationale. The ice wall. Sorry, he's gonna hold everyone out. He's gonna save Invoker. His buddy Bird's gonna save him as well. They're just gonna turn this around and just annihilate everyone. Guna Blade just melts through the Shadow Demon. And LaFon is sitting right beside these guys, but they have no idea. Shackle's gonna latch Burt in place, and that's one sad dragon. And LaFon's gonna essentially just solo everyone right now. He does eat a Dragon Tail though, and Dragon Knight's gonna get a kill. I think that's his only kill of the game, to be quite honest. Yep, 183. And Duel's just gonna dodge that. I think he knew that was coming. He knew LaFon just gonna, yeah, he's a little bit angry about that one. That's a GG well played. It was already called. This is just the teams having fun now at this point. We are going to wait to the very end of the game, though. Once the Ancient does drop. The Dire have announced their defeat, but they're just seeing if they can stop this push or not. I think the ultimate downfall here was Dragon Knight. He just doesn't fit the meta at this point. I'm not saying he's a bad hero, but you can't throw mid against the Bat Rider and expect him to be successful. Mid heroes are so important to the game's success. They are responsible for ganking. Dragon Knight isn't too great of a ganker. I mean, he can pick off that mid tower easily with his level 1 Dragon form, and I guess he can rotate around with his Dragon form and his increased range for his Dragon Tail, but it just didn't work this game, especially against Bat Rider. He got shut down. And we're going to see Invoker soloing the AFKs in their fountain. He just Force Staff out, and there's a Sunstrike enough. Oh, but doesn't matter. Wants to eat them instead. Throws out the Dragon Slave. He's going to get the double, and he alacrities his buddy Big Ben.
Victory!
That's the end of the game, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Roro. This was a game from the Cevo Open season between Infinity Gaming Black and CRD, I think. CRD or CRG. I'm really bad with names. It's not here anyways, so I can't really specify. Anyways, twitch.tv Dota is where you can find my stuff at. youtube.com/thewalruscollective is where you can find a lot of my other content, not just specifically Dota stuff, but you know, I have some Far Cry stuff up on there, Halo stuff on there, so make sure to give it a look at.